The coronavirus pandemic has disrupted the smooth flow of Africa's premier club competitions. Top clubs in both CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup are limping through the last 8 stage of the competitions with caution after many clubs found the going too tough. CGTN's Adel Mahrouky takes a look at the impact of COVID-19 on the CAF Champions League.
This is the first CAF Champions League competition to be played fully during the COVID-19 pandemic under strict health conditions. No wonder that has shaken African football.
This football season is way less exciting than last year's. Last year's 8 teams in the quarterfinals had all previously won a Champions League title. All matches were African derbies. This year we only have 1 team from Egypt, 1 from Tunisia and Morocco, which is quite unusual.
من تونس ممثل اللي هو الترجي من مصر ممثل اللي هو الاهلي
ما فيش مفاجآت كبيره يمكن ابرز مفاجاه بس كايزر تشيفز ان هو اكتسح سيمبا
We are at a stage in football where all our expectations are shuffled. Take Simba for example, it has put on a great show in the group stage, defeating Al Ahly and taking the group lead, which made us all think this team will make it to the final. Then suddenly comes Kaizer Chiefs, slams Simba 4-0 in the first leg, surprising people in Africa.
This is Belouizdad's 3rd appearance in the CAF Champions League and the first ever in the quarterfinals. In general, the first leg of that stage saw all groups runners-up stand undefeated, with 3 of them setting 1 foot in the golden square with a strong victory of at least 2-0. Experts believe that the pandemic's fans ban could be the main driver for these surprising results we're seeing this year.
COVID-19 has deprived clubs from their fans. If fans were there, I think our analysis, expectations and matches results would have been different. A team defeated 2-0 can have a comeback on their pitch at home among their fans. But the pandemic has made all teams have equal chances.
When football fans are out of equation, small teams become equally challenging to popular teams. Big clubs are now paying the price of not having their fans in stadia. Then CAF, of course, is losing financially for that decision because they are losing a lot of marketing revenue.
Because of the delays in almost all domestic and international football competition schedule, many teams in the Champions League are stressed out. Several clubs have reported record injuries among their players, which in turn affected the quality of football Africa is presenting to the world.
Continental clubs are facing many challenges in this season's CAF Champions League, but that doesn't make the competition any less exciting. Watching small teams holding giants at a standstill or even defeating them is always thrilling to football fans. And that is maybe one positive impact the COVID-19 pandemic has on football. Adel Mahrouky, CGTN, Cairo.
Now let's catch up with the latest results from the CAF Champions League. South Africa's Kaizer Chiefs has advanced to the CAF Champions League semifinals despite losing 3-0 to Simba in Tanzania. The Amakosi now proceed to the last 4 after a 4-3 aggregate victory. Defending champions Al Ahly have qualified for the semifinals after a 1-1 draw away to Mamelodi Sundowns in Tshwane on Saturday afternoon. The Red Devils now win 3-1 on aggregate after a 2-0 first leg victory. 2 matches are underway now. Esperance du Tunis playing Algeria's CR Belouizdad, while Wydad Casablanca of Morocco are playing MC Alger in the CAF Champions League quarterfinals. All right, for more on this, I'm delighted to be joined by the very best in the business, Adel Mahrouky. Adel, thank you for joining us here on Sports Scene. Always a pleasure having you with us. Let's dive straight into this one, Adel. To start off briefly, tell us, what do you make of the results just in, and what does it all mean in the race for the title? Adel?
Brilliant results what we're seeing today. Right now, actually, the final game that is going to be determined, I just can't get my eyes off the screen. It's in penalty kicks with Esperance and Belouizdad, where Esperance brilliantly overturned and managed until the last minute to get a 2-0 score to have an overall aggregate tie. And right now, it's just, going one goal against the other. When Esperance hits the pole, then Bolsdate comes and there's a goal save. So even now, you can't really tell what's happening. But for instance, what we know for the latest match that was just before our show, Wydad managed to overcome LC Alger, where the two in the first leg had a 1-1 tie. Now, Wydad is finally in the golden square after sealing the second leg 1-0. And in the morning, the scores, I mean, the two matches for Simba and Kaiser Chief, for example, everyone knew that Kaiser Chief has cornered Simba with a 4-0 victory in the first leg. But what we've seen earlier this morning is that Simba fearlessly coming in the strongest back. They scored 3 zeros and they wasted several other couple of goals. They could have easily made it to the golden square. But of course, football is football at the end of the day, and they were stopped by Kaiser Chief from scoring the fourth and the aggregate equalizer. And now Kaiser Chief is doing a surprise by being in the semi-finals. And for Al Ahly and Mamelodi Sundowns, they clash for the third consecutive times in the CAF Champions League quarterfinals. This year, the year before, and the one before, Al Ahly and Mamelodi Sundowns have always came together in the quarterfinals. Al Ahly had a strong 2-0 victory, and in the away game today in South Africa in Pretoria, what Mosimane did was actually appeared to be brilliant. He managed to he seems to know exactly what he wanted. By the within the first 11 minutes into the game, he scored 1 goal, and this is a major accomplishment for Al Ahly. And the rest of the game, a complete deadlock around the goal. They have, if you go and take a look at the statistics, it's amazing. Al Ahly has only 30% ball acquisition, Mamelodi Sundowns 70% ball acquisitions, and their shots on target were phenomenal. But their former coach and master, he really understands the team and knew exactly his tactics for the game. So these are exciting results, and what we're seeing now, until we see what will happen in these exciting penalty kicks between Esperance and MC Alger, and Bolsdate, sorry, it's going to be really amazing to see what will happen in the semis.
Amazing and exciting stuff indeed. Adel, very briefly, let me ask you this. What has been the impact of, or lack of, or limited fans to some of the teams remaining in the competition?
So basically, you know, fans are the life of football, and whenever you're deprived of fans, you lose the spirit of football. The teams themselves, they don't play as normal, no matter how well they're trained, no matter what kind of best players are there on the team and on the squad. It's never the same. The fans, as you've seen in the story I've just did, the analysts say the fans are the external factor that the other team always considers and fears. Without this, the home team always loses this kind of edge. So the spirit in general has been lost. We know this here in Egypt because for so many years, since 2012, we rarely had fans enter the stadium. And it only happened maybe when we hosted the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. It was still quite limited, but at the end of the day, when you lose that spirit, the entire competition is flipped, and it affects the performance, of course, by the players, by the home team in terms of encouragement and tactics, and the other team who comes without fans feel very comfortable and try to flip. And this is what we've seen actually in the quarterfinals. We've seen teams that makes it for the very first time to the quarterfinals and overcoming giants in football. So it is, of course, a loss for African football in general not having fans inside.
All right, Adel, I agree with you 100%. It's never the same without the fans. Adel, once again, thank you for your spot-on analysis.